Hi all and welcome to the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. Stand for what you believe, and that's important for us all. Whatever you believe in, stand up. We're going through a lot of struggles and strife on a global scale. It's not just America, it's everywhere. Right, let's get into the show. Of 50 US senators, only 5 senators took this decision. Step forward, Anthony Cuomo, New York, no surprise. Tom Wolf, Pennsylvania. Phil Murphy, New Jersey. Gavin Newsom, no surprise, relation of Pelosi, California. And Gretchen Whitmer, Michigan. All Democrats, all murderers of the elderly by sending known sick patients into elderly care homes. Known murderers in our midst, and we the people tolerate this. 7 earthquakes in 5 days in a China county. China food crisis worsens that may disrupt global supply chain, just as we warned. Representative Max Rose, a New York Democrat, criticised Speaker or non-Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi this week, arguing that she was making a mistake by not accepting the White House's latest $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus deal. Why? Because the deal benefits the people. And these clowns don't give two shits about the people, neither party. US Postal Service leadership received a sweeping set of orders. From a federal judge on Tuesday, laying out steps the Postal Service must take to ensure that ballots are delivered quickly as voters ace absentee voting deadlines. 4 years between elections and they're still playing catch up to post the ballots in the last week. Oh my. How competent they are. Not. A Chinese automaker linked to BMW AG is looking increasingly in danger of a default after missing a domestic bond payment, bond being the operative word, and seeing its debts sold off in recent days. The parent of BMW's joint venture partner in China, Brilliance Auto, failed to repay its 5.3% 3-year 1 billion yuan, which is $149 million, bond on time, and said it's trying to raise funds and seek a solution with investors. The borrower has agreed a 30-day grace period to make good on the debt, and a looming global financial crisis about to take hold again, it seems. Well, this is one way of how to get rid of debt. Just be Mr. Trump, who has had more than $270 million in debt forgiven since 2010 after he failed to repay his lenders for a Chicago skyscraper development. And while the previously unreported forgiven debts would usually fuel a large tax bill, Trump appears to have managed to pay almost no federal income tax on them, according to the report, partially because of significant financial losses of his other businesses were enduring. Feed the rich whilst we bury the poor springs to mind here, and yet millions think they will fix or save us. On Tuesday, 2 years after our show exposed this group, long before the mainstream media had even touched it, finally Mr. Ranieri, 60 years of age, was sentenced to 120 years in prison for sex trafficking and other crimes. In sentencing in federal court in Brooklyn followed hours of often wrenching testimony from 15 victims, many of whom described how Mr. Ranieri had left them traumatized and struggling to make themselves whole again. The Goldman Sachs Group, a global financial institution headquartered in New York, and its Malaysian subsidiary, no surprise, have admitted to conspiring to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act in connection with a scheme to pay over $1 billion in bribes to Malaysian and Abu Dhabi officials to obtain lucrative business for Goldman Sachs, including its role in underwriting approximately $6.5 billion in 3 bond deals for One Malaysia Development. Now, that One Malaysia Development Bank, for which the bank earned hundreds of millions in fees, Goldman Sachs are said to have to pay $2.9 billion as part of a coordinated resolution with criminal and civil authorities in the United States, the United Kingdom, Singapore and elsewhere. An all too common theme. But where do the fines go is the key in all of this. Scotland now imposing a dinner table hate crime bill for people who talk racist at home amongst their own family, yet again encouraging people to snitch on each other. Now, the bill was proposed by the Justice Minister in Scotland, Humza Yousaf, a real and proper Scottish name, Yousaf, just like the Irish or the former Irish Premier Leo Varadkar. Now, I'm all for multiculturalism, but can you imagine a Bertie McTavistock or Paddy O'Catholic in charge of a Muslim or Middle Eastern country? Just saying. Nope, me either. But who employs and votes for these people? And therein lies the problem, is it not? People living under new lockdown rules in Wales have been prevented from buying so-called non-essential items which are being covered with plastic sheeting at supermarkets. Really? Northamptonshire Police in the UK, Chief Constable Nick Adderley prompted outrage after he appeared in a video to warn people who were buying unessential items at grocery stores that their purchases may be scrutinised by the authorities. One shopper was fined by the police for buying wine and potato chips which were deemed to be non-essential items. This is setting the stage for their next plans of how much we the people will comply with their fascist and nonsensical orders.